Today is Friday, August 8th, 2025. A small red day for me. I'm down about 21 bucks, which is right at 1% on the day. Um, I kind of changed my volume of share size as the day went on. Originally, I was using 10% of my account, and then I switched it to 5. And then my last few trades, I only traded with 1% of my account. And so my winners versus losers, the ratio is just way off. That being said, in total, I finished the day with 71 cents worth of profit. I went 10 green, 5 red, total of 15 trades. And my 5 losers um, ended up being 94 cents worth of loss. So if I would have cut my losers in half, I would have been over $1 worth of profit for the day. The 5 trades that I took losses on, 4 of those 5 are what I would consider a bad loser. I sat on them far too long. I had one good loser where I got out close to break even. But the other 4, there's no reason for me to be down almost $1 on 4 trades. That's just silly. I've got to break that habit. I finished the day going 7 trades in a row green. I was nailing it. Oh, I felt so good. Yeah. So nice way to end the week. I am red on the day. My first 3 or 4 trades, I went red 3 out of those 4 trades, and that was with between those 4 trades, 40% of my account, and then I switched to using a 5%, and then the last few trades I did with 1%. So the ratios are all off. The being down 1% doesn't reflect how well I traded. It just reflects that I use different volumes of share size. So that's whatever. The main thing I focused on today was getting in and getting out, not the numbers. I know even if I do 10 trades a day, and I went green on all 10, the ratio of profit is going to be so small because I'm using such a small share size. So this is officially, I've said it before, and this is that profit over practice. So 20 bucks in the red, whatever. If I was 20 bucks in the green, I wouldn't really care about that either. I'm more focused on each individual trade and what I did good, what I did bad. Most of my trading this morning in the pre-market, it was crazy slow. I didn't take very many moves pre-market, and I lost out on most of them when I did take them. And then the market opened, and we had some nice movement during the market open, and I really took advantage of that and was able to clean up my mess from pre-market and end up with a theoretically profitable day. However that works. In my brain, it makes sense to me. So that's what I'm shooting for. And it turned out to be a pretty good Friday. So hopefully we can keep the little momentum going and have another strong week next week. I do think next week I'm going to bump up from 10 trades to 20 trades. And I think maybe that will help get my mindset even more focused on letting losers go. I did have some good losers this week, and I had some bad losers this week, and I'm really wanting to get better at having more good losers. That would have made today look way better than it did, and even my past few days. But I finally got to trade on my computer with my screener going and everything at home. That was nice. Trading like this, it's kind of a pain in the butt trying to trade at work where I'm just using my phone and trying to sneak away from work for a few minutes at a time. So it was nice to be able to sit back down at the computer and just be immersed in the market. So um, the trades went well this morning, and I've got a nice profit ratio to show for that. So, all right. This is where I made my biggest losing trades of the morning on Friday. Ticker ATNF. This is a 1 minute chart. This ticker had been kind of popping up randomly on the scanners all morning with little to no volume. And then finally around 8 a.m., it just kind of started squeezing. This says we have confirmed news, but this wasn't confirmed until later on in the morning. At this point in the time, there was no confirmed news. I guess maybe just because nothing else was moving all morning, people finally got on this ticker, and it has been moving recently. So maybe just some continuation, I guess, if you will. Anyway, my first trade on this actually was profitable. I made a profitable trade from the 430s to the 450s here. Then we continued squeezing. We bounced up what, it seemed like we were going to break through the $5 mark here. We topped out at 495. I made an entry on a little dip here. I got in about 488, thinking we'd bounce from 480s back to 5, maybe hit 505 or so, continuing this upward trend. But man, we didn't at all. Where I got in thinking we'd bounce back to 5, all it did was continue to sell off. So I made a loss there. We started climbing back up here. So I made another entry thinking the same thing. I got in the 470s thinking, okay, this will be the candle for the next couple candles to get to $5. Didn't happen again. Took another loss there. And then on this big red candle, we were going downhill. We hit about 430. I thought, okay, we're going to bounce off like 430, 425 and bounce back to 450. And that didn't happen at all either. We just continued to go south. So 3 trades in a row, 3 trades combined, I lost about 60 cents worth of profit loss there. And at this point in the morning, I was still using 10% of my account for each trade. So this put me down about like 24 bucks or something. After these 3 trades happened so fast, that was when I decided to switch from 10% to 5% of my account per trade. So I knew it was going to be hard to make up that small actual cash loss trading with small size, but I knew that I needed to make some more trades throughout the morning, so I switched to a smaller share size. Either way, 3 bad trades in a row. Looking at this chart, man, I don't know what I was thinking. I guess just because it was the only thing that moved like this all morning, I got excited. That's really the only thing that I could think of. But it became pretty clear I should have not been trading with the high volume of selling going on. And all this range was only about $1 worth of range, so it wasn't like it was going to the moon without me. I should have taken a step back and just moved on after my first loss here, or even my second loss. There was no need to take a third trade here, but it is what it is, and we live to trade another day. This is the ticker PAPL 1 minute chart. This is after market open, and this is the ticker that saved the day for me. I did 5 trades, all profitable trades on this ticker. My very favorite trade that I took, coming here off this dip here, this got down to around the 410 mark, started rubbing back up. I got in at 440, held through 450. The next candle ripped all the way to 475. This topped off at I think 479. Didn't quite get the topping tail, but I got filled at 476. What a friggin' awesome move that was for me. And I made 4 more, just kind of dip, bounce, and rebound trades here throughout this time frame here. Some of these moves were just, really predictable. 85 cents to the $1.05 mark. I did that a couple times. Just nice ebb and flow. Took some nice dip trades and really made some nice profit ratio here on this chart. So it was nice to see. There was one more later on in the morning. I actually went and ran some errands. When I came back, I just kind of checked out the market again, and there was a ticker SMX that was just ripping and roaring. And I made a really nice move on it. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick here. I took this trade at 950. I'm sorry, 1050. Yeah, right in here. I went from 683 to 711. Yeah, it must have been this candle here, right at 1050. Yep, boom. Had a dip. We went through $7 here, pulled back, and then I got filled at 680 just for the pullback through $7. Got filled at 711. So that was a nice little move there as well. Of course, it continued to go without me, but that wasn't what I was planning on. I was planning on making 15 or 20 cents on the 80 cent to the dollar mark move, and that's exactly what happened. Just a nice trade there to finish my morning. And this trade I took left me with only like $2 of settled cash. So I made this trade. I barely made this trade work with the amount of settled cash I had.